What does the future have in store for us as a society? What might come to mind for most of us is a world of robots and smart cars. Well, what if I said that all your ideas of the possible future were just that, ideas? What if I told you any idea you created was bound to be incorrect? You might ask why this is. Well, the reason may be as much a personal problem as it is an outcome of our society. Today we have labels for everything. We have labels for skin color, sexual preferences, areas of intelligence, levels of sexual attractiveness, etc. Well, what if I told you that we have deemed our very future as a label and set it so far ahead of ourselves that the very idea of reaching it is unthinkable to the majority? Thus the term futuranity is born. This way of portrayal is essential for an ever-growing society, but is detrimental for a society that doesn't have the drive to climb the first step. By creating this bizarre label called future, we have created a category that we can place anything that seems at the time impossible. During the height of the Cold War, this is the very problem John F. Kennedy moved to avoid in his decision to take the US to the moon, stating that the nation chose to do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. We, not as a nation, but as a planet, need to awaken this inner drive for achieving higher skies. If we as a planet dropped our weapons and instead put our focus into sciences of bettering our planet and space travel, we would discover warp drive within the century. Unfortunately, we have found ourselves entangled in our own labels, very much to the point of world peace seeming more of a fairy tale only suitable for bedtime stories than having any place in our reality. With this in mind, we have even reached the point of cramming the future of our children into the future category. Planetary warming is increasing at an exponential rate. California has found itself in a position where it must force its population to ration its water supply due to the drought that's plaguing the area as groundwater supplies run dry. For what purpose do we live if we can't assure a world that our children and our children's children can thrive in? Personal greed and national ideologies have fogged the vision of the human species. An obstacle that could have been seen far down the road and is guaranteed to either make or break our species. The choice is ours, not that of a people who occupy the future. Not that of those who have all the money and power. Not the responsibility of your state, country, religion, town or city. It is yours, personally. The future is in the hands of every human being. The lives of every man, woman, and child after you who will be occupying this planet, seemingly alone in a void we have named space, depends on the actions you take during your lifetime. You are we but the product of countless civilizations before us that build upon the foundation of another. It is our civilization that will lead our species into the next era. An era of space travel, ecosystem restoration, and humanitarianism. War is a primitive strategy waged by societies who lack the knowledge of common communication and agreement. Let those who know the destructive capabilities of war teach those who fight it so diligently. The senseless fighting over resources is just that, senseless, equivalent to children fighting over sand in a sandbox. It is time we as a planet drop our nationalist views and arms in an effort to create a world suitable for our children. It is time we start removing items we have placed in the box labeled future and start making use of them to better ourselves today. This task is only possible through the efforts of us, the people of this planet, on the individual basis. You can start by first neglecting to fight senseless wars for the greed of a single person or group, and spending that time with the ones you love and bettering yourself. We can't help others until we learn to first help ourselves. Form large groups demanding change in areas of funding to get the results we need. Donate time to help those less fortunate and avoid methods that do not involve your direct aid. The future is literally in the hands of every human being. I will leave you with this thought. Imagine if every drug dealer in the world focused on learning how to make drugs that healed their fellow brother instead of hurting them with addiction. As a result, cancer, Alzheimer's, and other diseases would be a thing of the past.